Hi guys, welcome back to Nathbet. Long time no see. After the international break, it does feel like it's been forever, but we're back in the Premier League. Premier League's back up and running, and bit of an interesting one this week with the double treble and fourfold. There's only one game outside the Premier League that I have chosen. I really do like a lot of the games this weekend, so we're going to have a predominantly Premier League tips this week. I'm sure some of you will be very happy about. So without further ado, let's go straight onto the safe double. And we start with Manchester City, my favourites to win it all, despite a little bit of a wobble last, or 2 weeks ago, should I say, at Sunderland, a 1-0 loss. Big shock. But I do think that they'll be back to winning ways as they go back to home, back to this City of Manchester, and they face a Spurs side who are very goal shy at the moment. Soldado looks like he's not really getting the chances in front of goal. He's not getting the supply that he should be getting, really. All these big signings, the likes of Eriksen, who's struggling himself with an ankle or Achilles injury. A lot of them are really struggling in front of goal. They're not scoring enough, and I think even if they do score one or even two on Saturday, I don't think that's going to be enough. With Aguero in magnificent form, he scored 2 goals in midweek again for Argentina. And I do think that there'll be too much for them. They'll be firing all cylinders after that really terrible loss at Sunderland 2 weeks ago. So Manchester City is our first game in the double this week. We're going to take them at 4-6 to beat Spurs at home. Now double them up with the form side in the Premier League, especially in the last two, and that's Newcastle United, a couple of cracking victories. I don't know if you would expect them to get 6 points from the last two when they're going away to Spurs and obviously at home to Chelsea. That's exactly what they've done, and they've done it really by not playing their best player, or supposed best player, in Ben Arfa. He's been on the bench. It looks like he's going to be on the bench again this weekend, and they've gone with 2 up front, and Mr. Remy looks like he's in fantastic form at the moment. I think only Luis Suarez, apart from him, I think he's probably the most informed striker in the Premier League at the moment. And on paper, obviously, the game against Norwich at home looks like the easiest one out of the 3. However, Norwich on the back of a good 3-1 win against West Ham, and they really needed that. But the last 2 away games before that, they've lost 7-0 and 4-1 as well. So they're definitely not infallible, and I do think that if Newcastle are to take this pressure off Mr. Pardew, then they need to win this game as well. These are the type of games they should be winning, and if they do, then I think that will go a long way to helping Newcastle finish comfortably mid-table this season. Newcastle available at 8-11. You might get a little bit better, but 8-11 is pretty much the predominant price out there. So Manchester City and Newcastle are the 2 to get this week, guys, in the double. It gives us a 2-1 best price with William Hill. Now on to the treble. We go with the Merseyside derby, Everton against Liverpool. Now perennially this is a very difficult game to call, and I would go for the draw. Normally I think a lot of draws that have happened over the years. However, of course, Roberto Martinez's Everton are going to be a very good side, and they're very well organised. He's an excellent manager, and they'll easily be top 10 this season. But Liverpool are really playing with so much confidence, more than I expected this season. Brendan Rodgers has really got the best out of Luis Suarez. He's been sensational in front of goal. They're winning, they're scoring goals. I mean, even Daniel Sturridge didn't get on the score sheet last week, and they're winning at a canter. And I do think they're creating so many more chances now that they are a big threat away from home, even in a local derby at Goodison Park. I'm going to take Liverpool to win this game. I think it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be a rough and ready game, but I do think that Liverpool will come out on top, win by the odd goal. So we're going to take Liverpool. Nice price as well, 6-4. They're going to be the first bet in the treble. Second one, we're going to go with Hull City to beat Crystal Palace. Now, Hull City have been in and out of form recently. However, the home games and the home form has been indicative of why they are a top 10 side as they are at the moment. Maybe 11th, I think. That's not going to change sooner rather than later. If they are going to stay in this league, I'm sure that ask plenty of Hull fans, you can give them 14th, 15th, 16th, they would bite your hand off, and that's probably more likely the area that they're going to be finishing this season in. However, the game against Crystal Palace, who are easily, especially managerless, still looking for that manager, still easily adrift at the bottom of the Premier League, and I don't think they're going to come up from that bottom. I really don't. I think that they're gone. probably by Christmas. And I think that Hull City need to win this game. They will win this game. They should win this game at home. And they're available at just under even money, 5-6. So we're going to take Hull City, especially with the return of Robbie Brady. He looks like he's going to start. I think there'll be too much for Crystal Palace at the KC Stadium. We're going to take them at 5-6. Finish that off with our only game outside of Premier League this week, and that's Queen's Park Rangers. We're going to take them to beat Charlton at home 8-13. Now, Rangers have got a few little niggly injuries here and there. However, they should have enough at home to Charlton, who don't travel particularly well, especially this season. Queen's Park Rangers are still easily clear favourites to win the championship. I expect them to win the championship, and they will strengthen again in January. Don't you worry about that. But they still should have the squad to get past Charlton at home on Saturday. So that's Liverpool, Hull and Queen's Park Rangers. Gives us a 6.8 to 1 treble. Big trouble this week, guys. That's best price with Bet Victor. Now, Bet Victor also the best price in the fourfold this week, guys. That consists of the Jekyll and Hyde team of the Premier League. That's Fulham against Swansea. And we're going to back Fulham to win this game. Swansea a little bit difficult to predict. Obviously, that 3-3 draw at home 2 weeks ago with Stoke City, but they've lost to Cardiff and Southampton away previously. And you know what Fulham are like. 1 week they can be diabolical, the next week they can look sensational. I'm backing them, especially at this price. I think they're a big price at 23-10 at home. 23-10. So, nearly 2.5 to 1 at home. I do fancy them, especially with Swansea missing the likes of Michu. Up front, I do think that Bonnie, even though he has started to score goals, it remains to be seen whether he can carry that form away from home. So I do think that Fulham will prevail on this occasion. Excuse me. And 23-10 is just a fantastic price, I think, for a team at home. Let's hope Mr. Berbatov is fit and turns up. So 23-10, Fulham at home is the first one in the fourfold. Second one, a team that are struggling the last 2 games. They've lost away at Newcastle. They drew a very, very lucky draw. I think you'll agree, 2-2 at home to West Brom. That's Chelsea. Now they're away to West Ham. We're going to back Chelsea to get back to winning ways. Jose Mourinho will be absolutely furious with the way the last few weeks have gone for his side, who look to be coasting. They're definitely not infallible. That's for certain, but I do think they should have the quality, especially to go to West Ham, who have been very, very good, but then had that horrible result at Norwich 2 weeks ago. Where they lost 3-1. So even though they've been pretty good at the back recently, I do think the likes of Torres should have enough. Obviously your Matters and your Oscars, there's just a plethora of quality there, and I do think they'll have enough to get past West Ham at Upton Park. Chelsea available at 4-6, so we're going to back them to win this game at West Ham. So we have Fulham, Chelsea. Next team, another one of the big three, Arsenal. Arsenal at home to Southampton. Now, Southampton have been magnificent this season, and quite rightly so. They should. I really hope they do get a European place this year because they fully deserve it. Pochettino took a lot of stick when he first came in charge, but he has been absolutely fantastic. And I do think that this will be a close game, but I do expect Arsenal to win this game. Giroud has been a little bit out of touch recently. I think he'll get back on the score sheet. They've got the return of Theo Walcott. You add together Ramsey, who's been a little bit quiet the last 2 games. Ozil has as well. There's just too much quality at the Emirates for them not to win this game. I think that they will win, probably by the odd goal, maybe 2-1, 3-1. It'll be a really good game to watch, probably the best game of the weekend for me, but I do think Arsenal will escape with all 3 points. Arsenal available at 8-13 best price. And the reigning champions, Manchester United, finishes off the fourfold this week, guys. They travel to Cardiff. Now, Manchester United, it's quite been, heavily argued whether they're, capable of winning the title this season. Whether they do or they don't, they've still got enough quality to go to the likes of Cardiff and win. Robin van Persie, Wayne Rooney, that's all you need to say, really. Javier Hernandez is also chomping at the bit. He might have to move in January if he's going to get regular first-team football. But the likes of Phil Jones coming through, even though he's a big doubt, but he's looking like a fantastic player. He's going to be probably one of David Moyes' key figures this season. And Valencia has shown a bit of signs of waking up. I think that him, along with the Michael Carrick, should be enough, like I say, to support the likes of Van Persie and Rooney. Januzaj, don't be shy and don't be surprised to see if he scores another couple like he did at Sunderland. Cardiff, they should give him plenty of space, and with Bellamy down that right hand side, he can offer plenty of width, but he can also be caught on the counter attack. I think that United will win this game, and they're available at 4-6 to beat Cardiff. gives us Fulham, Chelsea, Arsenal and Manchester United, guys. 13.3 to 1 fourfold, and that's with Bet Victor. So 2 to 1, 6.8 to 1, and 13.3 to 1 at the double, treble, and fourfold this week, guys. Enjoy it. Like I say, nearly all Premier League this week, guys. I think we'll have some fantastic profits by the end of the weekend. Get back to watching some Premier League, and if you have got a spare 50p, £1, £1.50, or even a £5 if you're feeling adventurous, stick it on the long shot as well. We will see you next week with plenty of profit. Have a great one. Enjoy.